So, check me out, firstly. Like, feeling so sun-kissed right now. I have been spending so many hours in the garden that I am developing a wicked tan this year. And we're still in spring. But I just got delivered to me my Boondie Seeds. I wanted to do a little bit of a top up because I have been so inspired by a lot of the springs and summer gardens and harvests that I've been watching from some of the people that I follow here on YouTube, and the varieties of things that they have been growing. And I love growing interesting varieties of foods and vegetables, and I mostly have my interesting variety in my tomatoes. I've got about 5 or 6 different varieties of my heirloom tomatoes, but I've been watching all of these amazing American gardeners, backyard gardeners, permaculture food forest gardeners, homesteaders, and they all have these ranges of peppers that I was just like, I need that, because I love eating capsicums, peppers, all sorts of different types of peppers, chilies, etc. And I was like, I want more than just a red old capsicum. And I do have some plain red capsicums that I bought. I've managed to germinate one little purple capsicum seedling that I am nursing into growth. It's not doing amazingly well, but fingers crossed I can get it big enough. But I may just try again with it, because when I planted it, it was still a little bit chilly. And what I'm planning to do with all of these different capsicum seedlings or seeds that I've got here is use my, I want to say incubator, but that's a chicken thing. I've been doing so much research on backyard chickens and all that sort of stuff. My little like plug-in greenhouse that warms up the seeds, make sure the soil's the right temperature for germinating. And chilies and peppers, but all of the different peppers from capsicums to chilies, they love a bit of heat while they're germinating. So I want to show you these varieties. These are some that are inspired by what I saw and some by what was just available on Boondie. There was one that I saw, it's like this green pepper, and I cannot remember the name, it starts with a sh, but it was sold out, so unfortunately I missed out on getting that one. But the reviews were, they were delicious. So, but these are the ones I do have, and maybe this will inspire you to look outside the box and look outside of the regular ranges that are available and get something interesting and amazing looking in your garden. So I have got a capsicum Marconi Gold. So this one grows a little bit like a, I'm going to say like a short paprika kind of shape, and it's like an orange kind of color. And then I have got this chili / capsicum Begizlo that is like it kind of looks like it grows upward, and that's a pale sort of white greenish color. It's like a green hued white. And then I also got a type of chili that I have not tried before, and this one's RG Lemon. This one I think is sort of like a mild to medium heat. I love to use my chilies like they are peppers and capsicums. So I love chilies where they're like, this one said, like these 2 chilies actually, the description said that they had a beautiful flavor. So I love a little bit of heat, but I love to also be able to taste what's in my food. This one, capsicum pepperone, this is actually like a twisty long red one. So it's I guess you could say it's like a chili shape, but it's got like this kind of twisty wrinkly thing going on with its skin. And I thought that that would just be a really fun addition to the colors, like just to chop it up. I also have a plan this summer I want to produce a lot of peppers, but I actually, with those, I want to dehydrate a heap of them and make like a pepper seasoning that I can use. So I love sweet paprika, and I use loads of it in savory cooking, and so I want to be able to make like my own kind of peppery flavoring seasoning that I can dehydrate, powder, and store in a jar. And it's also going to, of course, add beautiful nutrients to our food throughout the winter as well. What else? Did I get any other ones? No. So then all my other ones that I got here, I've got some more herbs to go into the garden. So I've got my echinacea. I want echinacea so that I can use it, so I can harvest it to use in my teas. I love to use it as a winter immune system support, but I also want it because echinacea is great for attracting beneficial bugs, so that we can get those helping to overcome any non-beneficial bugs and pests that might come in. I then got catnip because we just want to see our cats go crazy. So I thought I'll plant a little garden bed of catnip and see what they do. German chamomile. Again, like if you saw my, I shared on Instagram yesterday the coming together of my herb shelving, and you might have seen I have a ginormous jar of chamomile already, but I've been having lemon balm and chamomile tea, a pot of it every second night or so at the moment. It's been really amazing for supporting my nervous system to calm down and help me to get a good night's sleep and just sort of soothe and replenish myself with a deep sleep. So I do plan to be going through that chamomile, and I also want to make up a chamomile oil that I can use to go along with my plantain oil for a soothing balm to use on our skin over summer as well. So I got some German chamomile, so I'll be able to harvest that myself. And there's nothing like harvesting your own herbs. Some comfrey. Comfrey, I met comfrey when I was about 17 years old in first year naturopathy. And one of the weekend courses that I did, so some of our modules were over 2 full days on a weekend instead of doing a couple of hours a week. And I met comfrey during one of these 2-day herbal workshops modules and learned about it in terms of being bone knit and amazing for healing. Now with comfrey, what I then did at that age was make a comfrey tincture, and I used that in an ointment that I created, a healing ointment with a whole lot of other things like arnica and what else did I use? I cannot remember right now, but so many different herbs went into that as oils and as tinctures that I'd created myself. And I made a jar of that for a friend who had broken his arm, and he used that on his arm every day and was so amazed at how quickly and well that it healed that he actually passed it on to someone else that then had a break/bad injury as well. So I want to grow my own comfrey. You can also use comfrey as a fertilizing tea for the garden as well. So you can kind of ferment it in a bucket of water and then use that to fertilize the garden. So I want to double whammy with that. I got some sunflowers because what is a garden, a veggie garden without some sunflowers there? And I got this beautiful one that has like a orange and yellow coloring to it. And this is something that I want to make a bit of a project for the kids. A couple of my children homeschool, and I also want to be encouraging my children to learn these skills of gardening, growing their own food, growing and creating beautiful spaces. And so this is something that I want to give to the children to tend to, so that they can practice that. So we'll be raising the seeds and seedlings inside. Then we will start teaching them about hardening them off and how we still have to, move them in and out and care for them. I'm going to direct sow a few into the garden as well to see how they go. But yeah, we'll do a mix of that. And I just want to have them getting that experience, that hands-on experience of learning to work with nature and grow things. Then I love golden beetroot. I had run out of golden beetroot seeds. I've only got an heirloom mix, and I cannot guarantee I will get enough golden beetroot in that heirloom mix that I've got. So I bought a specific seed just for that. Some of my golden beetroots that I've grown in the past have been like 500 or 600 grams. So I take one of those and I dice it up and I saute it with some macadamia oil and some Himalayan salt, and sometimes I put a little bit of onion in there as well, throw in some garlic, and I saute that up until it's all delicious, a little bit crisp on some edges, but definitely sweet and soft. I squeeze over some lemon juice while it's still in the pan to kind of cook that into it. And then I eat that with some fresh greens from the garden and a couple of fried or poached eggs, and it's just delicious. So I'm looking forward to doing that again. And then the kids also want to grow some carrots. So my son wants to grow some carrots. We got some from the seed library. I've got a few of just regular old Nantes carrots, and I've also got some yellow solar carrot seeds, and I think I've got maybe one other kind of carrot, but maybe not. But I wanted to get a carrot that they can harvest fairly quickly. These ones you can harvest in, 3 to 4-ish months, and these are a short kind of carrot. So they're and a darker sort of reddy orange color. So I'm going to be tasking the kids with a little bit of a carrot patch in the garden too. I'm going to place that into the newest bed that I've made out in the garden. That bed's going to have most of my root vegetables, things like our sugar snap peas. I'm going to put a couple of peppers in there as well. I've got some grow bags for a lot of my peppers too, because I do want to be able to overwinter them. I've grown this amazing red, gosh, I'm trying to remember what it was called, but the woman I got the seeds off thought it was a red capsicum, and it actually turned out to be a really amazing red kind of paprika type pepper. And I grew that as a tree for 3 years, and it produced each year. And I've learned a little bit more now around pruning them back, taking them into a dormant state to support them to then regrow really well the following year. But I had great harvests off it for those 3 years, and the only reason I pulled it out is because I had it in a raised bed and it was just starting to get too dry at the roots, and I needed to be able to fully replenish the soil within the entire bed. But I want to overwinter some of my peppers and do that same thing, grow them into healthy, strong trees that each year just get better and better. Because when peppers are a perennial, so they're not an annual, they're designed to grow for more than 1 year. And when we can overwinter them and bring them into the next season, they've actually developed a hardiness against a lot of the pests, and they have tempered to the climate a lot more too. And so when you can grow them for more than one season, they are going to become a stronger strain for in your garden, or a stronger variety for in your garden. And then when you save seeds from them, those are going to grow a stronger next generation for you as well. So I've got some grow bags that I want to plant into, so that I'm able to move them around in the winter to the sunniest spots in the garden. Or if I need to, I can take them inside into the garage or inside the house to support keeping them nice and strong and healthy. But anyway, I can hear all my kids coming back in the door. Those are the new seeds joining my collection. The peppers, I'm going to get those seedlings started really soon. I'm going to start them inside so that I can grow them strong. And when it's time, I'll wait until I am in the waxing phase of the moon after the first quarter. So between the first quarter and the full moon, to get them out once they are nice and strong and are doing their thing well. These root vegetables, I'm going to get all of my root vegetable seeds out in the next few days. I've just got to amend part of the garden for things like carrots, because that needs a little bit of sand added in so that the soil's nice and easy for them to grow down and into. And get some of these seedlings going for these herbs as well. Herbs, things that we use the leaves from, we plant those in the first, from new moon to first quarter is the best time for planting things where we're going to be using the greens and the leaves off of them. So I'm just giving moon gardening a little bit of a go in terms of my planting, and also to support me in not burning myself out and all the effort and the work that I put into the garden too. In the very last quarter to new moon again, that is the time where we do all of our maintenance tasks. So I want to use it as a way of supporting myself to work with my own energy as a woman and work in that cyclic harmony with the earth as well. So going to see how it goes, using it over this growing season and seeing what the results are overall. And then next year, who knows, we may follow it again or I may not, and see what the difference is. So the only way to know if something's beneficial is to give it a go, is to experiment. So yeah, thank you for watching me here at the Witch's Garden on my in my little slice of urban homestead goodness. Don't forget, if you are wanting to follow along my journey, to like, share and subscribe so that you get notifications that I've shared some more of the journey with you. All right, bye for now.